As customary, we always have a word of prayer before we start our commissioners meeting, and I've asked Judge Jordan if he would come and lead us at this prayer at this time.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for your love, your mercy, and your grace. As we gather together here to conduct business with the Board of Commissioners, I pray your blessing upon each one of them and for each person that is here, for each family that is represented. Pray that you give us all your blessings, give us courage and strength in everything we do. This is in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Let's all stand for our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. We'll call to order our September the 9th, 2025 Board of Commissioners meeting. I'd like to welcome each one here in person. I'd like to welcome each of you, and I'd also like to welcome each one on our YouTube channel, Hart County Board of Commissioners, and also those watching by HTC Channel 3. We appreciate all of you tuning in and being a part of this meeting, and appreciate Wes the time he puts in and broadcasting this meeting for us each meeting. Also, Commissioner Brown is meeting with us tonight via Skype or meeting or Go Meeting or whatever the app is now, but
Magic Box.
Okay, Magic Box. So Commissioner Brown's with us also. So first on the agenda is to approve the agenda. Do we have any additions we need
I'd
to
like
add?
to add a commission to send out the request for proposals on the building at the transfer station. I'll put you a copy there.
Is there going to be new business 13A?
No, it'd be old business. We done discussed this several times. Other than that, that's all I have.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second to add proposal for bid on the solid waste building.
Solid waste building.
All right, we got a motion second. Any discussion? If not, we'll call for a vote. All in favor? It's 5-0 vote. Okay. All right. We'll go on to approve the minutes for the previous meeting, 8/26 regular meeting minutes. Do we have any additions or corrections to those? If not, can we get a motion to approve as printed? We've got a motion by Commissioner Teasley, a second by Commissioner Bennett. Any discussion? If not, we'll call for a vote. All in favor? It's a 5-0 vote. All right, now the 8/26 budget meeting minutes. There any additions, corrections to those?
Make a motion to approve 8/26/25 budget meeting minutes.
Second.
We got a motion by Commissioner Bennett, second by Commissioner Teasley. Any discussion? If not, we'll call for a vote. All in favor? It's a 5-0 vote. All right, we'll move on to September the 2nd, called meeting minutes. Have a motion to approve those?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Teasley, second by Commissioner Bennett. Any discussion? If not, we'll call for a vote. All in favor? It's
I was absent.
okay. One abstain. Okay. 4. All right. We'll move on to remarks by invited guests and committees and authorities. We've got Mr. Pat Gorin here with us tonight. He's going to explain. There's some talk in the air about a regional water authority, and I've asked him. He attended the last meeting, and I've asked him to come and explain what's going on. So we'll turn it over to him.
Terrell's a younger person than I am, so he's got to man this thing here.
Okay.
Well, thank you for inviting me. First off, I am the director of the Hart County Water and Sewer Authority. I also serve on the state's Savannah Upper Ogeechee Water Planning Council. I just got these slides this morning, so I apologize for the short notice, but we're trying to pull together things pretty quickly. We're trying to apply for what's called a seed grant through EPD to get some funding to look at different issues up in the northern part of the basin. And so time is of the essence. We do have to get this submitted, I think, sometime in early to mid-October. And there's other folks in other communities going out doing what I'm doing tonight to try to drum up some support for this. Terrell's already got the first slide up there. Let me just make a couple of comments. I strongly encourage Hart County to participate in this partnership. Collectively, we in the upper basin, I should say, can have a bigger voice in what happens downstream. I think if we act collectively as a group. I think Hart County needs to have a seat at the table on this thing so we can have a say in what happens. I think this organization is going to come together whether or not Hart County participates, so I really think we need to be members of this. I'm pretty confident it's going to be designed so that any time, if any founding member, if you will, wants to opt out, they can. And I do think it's going to be designed in such a way that should there be capital spending that needs to happen, I think individual entities like us do not have to participate in that. I really think it's better to have a partnership that's kind of being built from the ground up locally than it is from and having something that was introduced in the legislature late this spring session that's kind of a top-down type of a thing. Terrell, can you hit slide 2? Note the counties that hopefully will be participating. You can read the list down at the bottom. Various regional commissions are involved in this. Savannah River Keeper is kind of taking the lead role in this. Broad River Watershed Association is participating, and the Lake Hartwell Association is also participating in this effort. At this point in time, the cities have not been asked to participate, but I think that will happen in a fairly timely manner. It was just thought it'd be easier to get it going with just the counties participating at this point in time. Obviously, the cities are important. We buy water on a wholesale basis from Livonia, Hartwell, and Royston, so I think they ultimately need to have a seat at the table and all this stuff too. It's possible other counties can be added to this, but I think that's only going to occur based on votes of, we'll call them the founding members, like us, if the board chooses to participate in this. Carol, can you give me slide 3? We're not really sure what the structure of the partnership is going to be at this point in time. At this point in time, the primary purpose is just to gather data, to see where there's opportunities to collaborate and work together. I want to emphasize it's not about us giving up anything we have. We have a large water storage allocation in the lake. We have a 180-mile distribution system, so this is not about us giving up any of that. I wanted to make that clear. Just to give you an example of what this could be used for, and again, this is a seed grant. The idea is to get funds in place so that people can then apply for much bigger grants and loans and so forth from either the federal government or various state agencies. But to just give you an example, we have what I consider currently an underutilized allocation in the lake. We have 1,827 acre-feet of storage in Hartwell Lake. That equates to about 3/8 of an inch of water at full pool. We can withdraw that from the lake. Now, we don't currently do that. Currently, we allow Livonia to use about 2/3 of that allocation. Livonia is in the process, and it's been a very long process of getting a much larger allocation. I'll be speaking with Livonia later this month about some opportunities up there to partner with them on some related things. But one thing we don't have, we have some extra allocation currently right now, but we do not have a surface water treatment plant. As I said, we buy all the water treated wholesale from Hartwell, Livonia, and Royston. We are currently, and I met with the Corps of Engineers last week, so we have asked for a larger allocation down the road. That can be a very lengthy process. Livonia and Anderson on the other side of the lake have been working on their allocation agreement for over a decade. That's a timely or a long process, and it can be an expensive process also. Corps of Engineers has asked for federal funding to allow Hartwell and us to participate in getting a bigger allocation. It's unlikely that federal funding is going to come through anytime in the near future. So we could proceed jointly with Hartwell or alone to pay for the Corps' cost of doing this study, but that's close to $1 million. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. The other thing is, should the authority choose, for example, to build our own or a jointly owned treatment plant in an intake structure, it's possible. Or another thing might be an interconnection with the city of the city of Elberton via Elbert County, or to pursue groundwater. This partnership could help in us accessing funds to help us do that. Can you hit slide 4, please? So what's needed? Participation. I'll certainly be involved in this if it all comes to fruition. As a member of the Water Planning Council, the commissioners are certainly welcome to participate in this if they would like. I'm confident we have a local resident that's been very active in water-related things recently, named Rita Dignan, and I think she probably will be happy to participate on behalf of the county and the Lake Hartwell Association. Next thing is a support letter for the project. I would strongly urge the county commissioners tonight to authorize the county administrator to sign a support letter. I'm perfectly fine. It probably should be reviewed by legal counsel. But I would recommend that we sign a support letter to help this process move forward. And finally, cash match. These seed grants, and I think they're applying for $75,000, they want to see local support either in the form of cash or in-kind services. But I would respectfully request that the Board of Commissioners consider voting to authorize a $3,000 payment to help get this process going. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. I know this is kind of short notice, but it's kind of coming together pretty quickly.
So you mentioned that legislation was dropped in the House. Is this Frank Ginn's thing? Is this? That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think, I never even read the legislation, to be honest with you, but I think that would create an overall kind of encompassing Northeast Georgia Water Authority. This is not that. This is kind of a collaboration. Is it possible it could lead to something like that? Possibly, but I don't see that happening. I really don't.
You are saying this is part of Frank Ginn's legislation? Okay.
No.
I just want to make that
This
clear
is-
because I didn't know which way you did
No,
that.
that's what I mentioned earlier. That's kind of to me, that's kind of a state top-down kind of thing. I think it's much better to work locally and kind of come from the bottom up.
That was my concern.
Right.
Looks like from the map, it's just the counties that abut the river.
Yeah.
But he mentioned there's other counties that can be added to this.
Well, they could be, and there's been interest from folks around Metro Athens, but I think Franklin County in
Well, we
particular.
saw a lot of it, or been hearing a lot of interest too, down 85, and that's my concern. I think that's what the other commissioners are alluding to too, that water being pulled from us and being sent down 85 to essentially bail out not Jefferson, but Jackson County and Gwinnett areas.
Well, and that's why it's specifically just designed for the people in the Savannah River Basin. There's currently a prohibition under state law against interbasin transfers. I think our local representative many, many years ago put that together, or put a lot of it together. So, again, if it makes sense down the road for the founding members of this to invite other people in, that's possible, but I think everybody up here thinks very highly of the water in the lake, and we're fortunate to live up here.
But it would take those original board members to allow them to join into this.
That is the intent.
Okay.
Which
That
is
was my
10,
question.
which is 10 counties on there, right? What, like 10
I didn't
counties?
count them all, but it sounds like 10. Yeah, and you can go back to that slide if you want one more.
That was going to be my question. The founding counties will hold the seats to maintain anyone that tries to join in.
That is the intent. Again,
That's the intent. That's not necessarily the way it's going to work.
but that's why it's important, I think, that we have a seat at the table early on, because I think we definitely want to have a vote in who could become a member in the future. Now, again, the various cities within those counties, I think it certainly makes sense because they have their own water departments and so forth. It certainly makes sense to invite those folks in. But getting beyond the area there, I think that's a whole different.
Especially the municipalities.
What's that?
The municipalities.
Yeah.
Cities.
What would their part be in funding this seed grant?
I don't think we're looking for any funding from them right now. I think, you know, I don't think that's important right now. I think between all of the 10 counties that are in here, I think we can come up with enough funding if we're all willing to participate to the tune of, say, $3,000.
Has the water authority taken a formal position on this yet with a vote?
No, we haven't. Our next meeting isn't until the 22nd, but I'm quite sure they would be supportive of it. And if there were a vote taken tonight, you could even make it contingent on the support of the Water Authority Board.
I just don't want it to look like we're trying to micromanage and get ahead of them because that's their function. I don't think anybody has a problem with it. That's not the intent here tonight.
No.
But I just want to recognize that.
Well, we're a little different up here because we're more or less an independent authority. I report for a board that's appointed by you gentlemen, and most communities don't have that up here around the state. There are various other water and sewer authorities like Jackson County or Douglas County, but we're kind of, I think, unique up in this part of the woods. But no, we want to make sure that the board that I report to is okay with this, and I think they will be.
Say, Pat, do you know if any of these other counties have approved this yet?
I think Franklin County met
Franklin's-
last night. I don't know that they approved it or not. If you don't mind.
If you come forward, Mr. Carey.
I'm Karen Irwin, and we've been working on water issues for a while. We're so appreciative of everything Pat's doing. We tried to get this going. We've been working on it really since about April, the June 7th meeting that I had mentioned to some of you. We were trying to get more commissioners involved. But at our very first meeting, we did have 7 counties in Georgia. We had Hart, Franklin, Madison, Oglethorpe, Elbert, Wilkes, and Stevens, and we also had Anderson in the very beginning, so that we're trying to make sure that the state does not tell you all what to do, because we have trust and faith in you all to make better decisions for us with regard to going forward with water. And we know we're going to be at a crisis with water as data centers are coming and other things are happening. But so far, the letters of support, we are working on all of that for October. Franklin County had the Riverkeeper presented last night, and they hadn't made a decision yet. It was new to them. Many of them had not heard of it. And we're just lucky here to have such a great expert who's also on the Water Council and represents us so well. Hart County, we are just really kind of ahead of the game normally when it comes to water, and we want to keep it that way going forward in the future. So we are waiting to see who all does want to participate, but we do expect to have plenty of participation. In fact, we're concerned that we'll have too many people in the room, because we will also end up we will eventually certainly invite in the municipalities, but we wanted to start with the counties. And I wanted to make sure that you know, all of us involved have great respect for our county commissioners across the way. And we do know there's conflict in places between counties and cities, not that y'all would be aware of that.
Thank
You
you.
did say you could withdraw at any time with no penalty.
Yes.
And could you explain what the seed grant money what is it going for? What's it going to do?
It's going to allow us, hopefully, then, to have the staff in place. Like the Savannah Riverkeeper is a key player in all of this. And she made a presentation to Franklin County last night. It would allow them to then, on behalf of all or some of the members of this group, this partnership, to then apply for grants, low-interest loans, that type of stuff, on behalf of the communities that want to participate.
One of the pros that I see from this is that we would have strength from a county standpoint as a regional water authority when it comes to decisions needing to be made. There's more strength there than it would be better for us to be able to make decisions rather than the state make decisions. So with that being said, contingent on the water authority, I really want their input in this, and I think the rest of the board feels the same way. I am willing to make a motion to, for Terrell to be able to sign a letter of support and provide the $3,000 for the seed grant. I'll make a motion. Second. We've got a motion to second. Any other discussion? If not, we'll call for a vote. All in favor? It's a 5-0 vote. Okay, thank you, Pat. That was
Appreciate it,
good.
Pat, what y'all do.
You've done a good job with that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, we'll move on to reports by constitutional officers and department heads, and we have the Honorable Judge Jordan here tonight, and we'll turn the floor over to him this time.
Thank you. This time I'd like for Michael Croy to come up, his wife Lisa, and their son, Josh. From the magistrate court, we honor a great friend and an employee whose presence will be sorely missed. And with that said, presented to Michael Leroy, Associate Magistrate Judge from April the 16th, 2014 through August the 20th, 25, in recognition of your dedicated service as an example of true integrity and unwavering loyalty to the people of Hart County and the court. We are forever grateful.
Your turn? Oh, wait a minute.
We have a proclamation here.
Here, Mike, come on up here.
Josh, y'all want to come up here? Proclamation, Michael Leroy. Whereas Michael Leroy began his career as Associate Magistrate Judge in Hart County on April the 16th, 2014, and whereas he has served the citizens of Hart County, Georgia for 11 years, and whereas he gave his time selflessly on nights and weekends to serve in his role as on-call judge. And now therefore, I, Marshall Sayer, Chair of the Board of Commissioners and Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, September 9th, 2025 to be Michael Leroy Day. In celebration of his retirement, I encourage all citizens to join with me in honoring Michael Leroy for his many years of devoted service to Hart County. I do witness thereof. I have herewith set my hand this 9th day of September 2025. I'm from a personal note, and I'm sure other commissioners like to say something too. This guy has been a community stakeholder. He's been here all of his life. He's a farmer. He's given back to his community in several ways. He drove my son's school bus. He got through that. He's been involved with his kids in Little League. He's a great father and he's a great husband. And more than that, I mean, what else can you ask for? I mean, being a great citizen of Hart County, and we appreciate all the services that you provide to Hart County.
Mike, we appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
I had to go down there to Marshall earlier today, and he was practicing leading that.
All right, thank you. I enjoy those parts of the meeting. Those are special.
Proceed, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. Take care.
Now we'll move on to the county administrator. Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Kim. Go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
don't have anything fun to bring to the table tonight.
Okay.
Just wanted to remind you that late the other night, maybe Sunday night, we received notice that Kevin McFarland was removing himself from his offer to become the 2026 prosecutor for juvenile court. So we're going to have to deal with that. We usually depend on the juvenile judge to bring us an offer of some type of resolution, so hopefully that will happen. We've got a few months left. The second thing, I had reported to you all earlier on the fact that we have a court reporter crisis in our circuit. They're not hired by the state. They're not full-time employees in any county. They travel between all the counties. Plus, they're able to take the work that they do here and sell it to some of the private attorneys for what they do in terms of transcripts in court and things like that. So it's a mixed bag for what they do. We have already offered to do what we needed to do in terms of adding some money to the coffers for them to have some benefits such as health insurance. They don't have that. We felt like that might be an incentive. Every other county did not jump on board with us. Some did, some didn't. So Judge Phelps sent an email this morning to Terrell and I think maybe you, Mr. Sayer. And it appears like the stipend for the 3 court judges is going away and going to be replaced by something, new compensation law from the state. And so they were asking that we take that money and apply some of that toward the court reporters. And I think it's probably about the same thing we had already offered. I think we were in at about $1,200. They're asking at about $1,500. So that's up to you all. I don't think they're asking for an answer right away, but they would like for it to be effective January 1 of 2026. So I can let you know what the other counties say. Elbert County answered back immediately. That sounds like a good idea. But I think Elbert County was on with us last time. We agreed to do something for the court reporters too. And then the third thing I wanted to report, I thought I could come tonight and give you some good information. I don't know if you all remember, but back several years ago, there's an activist called, his name is Garland Favorito, and he filed an election challenge, and it hit all 159 counties. And we haven't had to do a whole lot of work on that. Every county filed a motion to dismiss. We've been waiting on a judge. And so, as y'all know, anytime that we get a judge involved where we pay a stipend, they generally recuse themselves. So when you've got 159 counties being sued, it's kind of hard to find one judge. There is a senior judge that stepped in. He has recently been appointed. He immediately filed an order of dismissal. The grounds for that is just because the election challenge was untimely. This was to overturn the 2020 election. So that's kind of water under the bridge now. And when the order came in dismissing it, I thought I'd have good news for you all. But he filed a notice of appeal last week. So we're still in the game, and that may mean we have to do something before the appellate courts. I just wanted y'all to know that was still ongoing. Again, not overly burdensome to us, not time consuming, but it does take a little time.
All right. A question about the court reporters. We're already, what is it, $400 or so or a month that we're supplying?
300 or so a month.
I'm sorry, my memory
About
was
300 a month.
per week.
A pay-
Maybe
was
it
over
was.
there.
A pay period. Pay period. Pay period.
Okay, which is every 2 weeks?
Mhm.
Okay. Does this clean this up as far as we take that money that we would be given to a Superior Court supplement and
I think.
Okay.
This is not overly clear. I'll get this forwarded to all of you so that you can see if, and I may need to follow up with the judge and see exactly what he's asking. Could you tell?
Well, I was thinking, well, when I got out of it this afternoon, the judges say, okay, yeah, this gonna go away for y'all to pay us, but we would like you to keep that in place and give it to court reporters.
That's how I took it.
that's it,
Yeah.
yeah.
And again, I think it's a wise thing.
It's more than $300 a month.
But
It's more than 300 a
Oh, yeah,
month.
it is.
That's about $600 a month, I think, or more.
This says
I have
supplements.
600 what's in my brain.
I think it was 600.
I thought it was seven something.
A month,
Seven
six,
something.
and 300
close
per
to it.
pay period would be 600. So,
It appears like he's saying we currently pay $900 per month supplement for all three Superior Court judges added together. And he wants an incentive package of $1,500 per month for all the court reporters.
but I thought that was the $300 we was going to quit paying the supplement and put toward the court reporter. Right.
So the
To what
difference
we're already
between-
paying now.
The difference between 1,500 and 900, is that what you're thinking? That's what I was
600,
thinking.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 300 per, like Commissioner Dorsey said, 300 per pay period, which would have been $600. So, but just, yeah, we'll
We've got to have
bring
those,
it.
and we've got to have a juvenile court prosecutor, so I don't know what's going to happen with that.
And the
either,
money's
but-
already budgeted, it'll just be a line item change is all it'll be. It's no big
All right.
deal.
All right, now, County Administrator's report.
We'll go over the August financial report. Bear with me just a second here. For the month of August, our revenue came in at $1,232,950. The expenses at $1,551,115. That left a deficit of $318,165. And the year total, we still got $2,631,399 left to operate on. Real profit come in at 38,933, which is dwindling as it always does. The bulk of that comes in December, January. Real loss came in at 382,137. EMS fees at 146.96. And vehicle title fees came in at 172,266. For the year, we're running about 17% over on collections, and we're just about on budget. We're $80,000 over budget, but that's close enough. Where it's less than 1%. If you got any questions, be glad to answer them.
Anyone, any questions? All right, thank you, Terry.
Another thing is there's been some discussion about the ISO in recent meetings. This past week, the information, everything that we've done with the fire to improve the ISO numbers was sent in to ISO for them to evaluate them to see if it warrants a revisit. So we should hear back from that in week 2, 3. It's in their hands, so I'm not sure when they'll get back to us to let us know where it would be worth them coming back at this time or wait till we've done both
I
things.
didn't think we was ready.
Well, we're seeing if we're ready. We're not calling them back in for a visit. We're sending the information to them to see if they think it's
They
worth it.
think we are.
Right. Of all the improvements we made since the last one. That's what that's it.
I appreciate you following up on that.
Well, they done the work, I didn't. I just asked the questions. Anyway, that's all I have.
All right. As far as chairman's report, I really don't have anything to go over right now. I'll move on to District 1, Commissioner Bennett.
I don't really have anything, Mr. Chairman, other than just thank everybody for the jobs and the service they do for Hart County there. That's all I have.
All right, we'll move on to District 2, Commissioner Teasley.
We got the sheriff in here. I appreciate our public safety and all our county employees. Appreciate the job that they do.
All right, we'll move on to District 4, Commissioner Brown.
I just want to say thank you for you guys getting this ready. Thanks to Wes getting this ready tonight so I could jump on. I was unfortunate to be out of town. I had a prior engagement that I had to be at, but y'all's hard work, it was easily accessible. And I was watching on YouTube so I could see it in person because I'm behind the podium, but it sure was nice to see honor given to Mike and just everything that he's done for the community, and he's just a humble servant. And can't say enough about him, but that sure was nice to see. And wasn't there in person. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you. We'll move to District 5, Commissioner Dorsey.
I don't have anything right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you all. We'll move on to 12A, old business tattoo and body piercing. We got a motion to take this as a second reading.
So moved.
Second.
We got a motion by Commissioner Dorsey, second by Commissioner Teasley. Any discussion? If not, we'll call for a vote. All in favor? That's a 5-0 vote. All right, we'll move on to the road study RFP bid discussion.
Basically, I have talked to 2 out of 3 of these vendors, and from talking to them, their process for doing a pavement condition index study is they hire a subcontractor to do the study, and they oversee the work. So, and for 500 miles, all it's going to be around $80,000, a little over $80,000 from either one. It was a little unclear trying to read their bids, so that's why I talked to them in person. And they did, both of them did watch the last meeting on YouTube, and so they kind of understand where we're at. But again, I can't make a recommendation really. I think we need to look, if they going to contract it out, why can't we just contract it with a contractor and not pay the extra money, is my feelings. But that's up to the
I
board.
agree with that.
I still say that's a public works director position, and we need one. I think we all agree we need one, and that person could do that.
Yeah.
But if we're going to get an outside firm to come in here, I want to interview those folks and make sure we're all on the same page, because there's a lot of ambiguity here, and I want to understand.
Again, all I was asking about and inquiring about was just a pavement condition index, and that's where they just rate the pavement and give us a map, a color-coded map with showing the condition of the pavement. And both of them I talked to since thought 500 miles of road was excessive. I mean, dirt roads and all that stuff, they thought all that was excessive, and felt that we could cut down the number of roads and lower the prices either way. Whatever how we do it is lower the prices.
The problem is, if you do it for one, you got to do it for all.
Yeah.
That's the problem, and
But,
that's why you
right.
got to look at it. And there's also drainage and other issues too.
Correct. Now, that particular thing there didn't take into the drainage stuff. It was just strictly condition of the pavement.
I mean, I know that was one of the things that John Camey did when he was here before, is he got out with all these culverts and all this.
Correct.
State's going to come in and do the bridges, so we don't have to worry about
Yeah,
that.
that's correct. John done all of it, everything.
I wonder if somebody like him would be interested in coming back and doing something like that for us, because I know he knows the county.
Well, that I don't know. I hadn't talked to John,
Yeah.
because I have been instructed by the board to check with other people.
I would just like to get some more information and speak with the commissioner over in Madison County, and because they're already using a process where they have someone studying the roads and giving them assessments of the roads, and there's more than one way to pave roads also, and they're utilizing that and saving a bunch of money. So if the board's good with Terrell and I going over and speaking with them, I'll be willing to go over and just have a conversation and see, their ins and outs of this, if it's good with the board.
Now, this was the group that was like, they was talking 25,000 a year or something, thereabout. I'm fine with that. I mean, we just need to leave all our options open here to begin with and not be jumping on anything real quick. But if y'all want to go over and discuss it, I'm good with it.
I think we all should. I mean, I'll reach out to Todd. I don't mind.
And once we got the bids in front of us where we could look at it, we were throwing over the big figures last meeting, but the actual data collection and what we're looking at here, the long-range planning and the pavement condition assessment and mapping, pretty much all 4 of these bids really weren't that expensive, in my opinion. The most expensive was the 4th one, and they were I think they were around 141, but the other ones were right at or under 100,000 for both, and we weren't even necessarily needing all that stuff. But we definitely wanted the condition assessment or make a long-term plan positions, but you would think within the next 12 to 24 months, we could have a public works director position, at least out there advertising. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why we can't, look at these. I mean, yeah, this is a lot of stuff on these packets, on these bid tabulations, but when you look at it line item, the pavement condition and mapping really wasn't all that much. I mean, we were looking at basically 80, 85 because that's what Madison County paid for theirs. I don't know. So you guys are thinking go totally different route, not use any of these four, possibly seek out firms we've used in the past for other options, or seeing who Madison County is using.
That's right. And they may be using one of these. I don't know at this point, but I'd just like for us to have a conversation with them and cover all our bases and see which one turns out to be the best.
Why don't we have, I like Frankie's idea, let's have Terrell reach out to John Canyon and see if this is something he may do. He's retired now. This may be something he's willing to do.
Well, we can do both. I mean, they can go to Madison County and check it out, and then get in touch with Canyon. I mean, check all our options out.
Yeah. Has anyone got an objection for me going to Madison County and Terrell
I don't.
sit down and talk?
I don't.
Okay.
I mean,
And y'all are welcome to call Hart. He's willing to talk to any of you on this basis. But he has invited us over there, and he'd go out and show us the roads and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
they using some techniques that I'd like to see.
Right. Like I said, there's
I thought they were
other
going to tell us when they were going to do some of these
Yeah,
paving projects.
and
We hadn't heard
I
anything
haven't,
from them.
yeah, and I don't recall getting a call saying they're doing them. You probably talked.
I rode on a road the other day that they did. I didn't know it was one of them until I was on it, and I thought, man, this is a nice paved road here. So I called him and asked him about it, and that's actually one layer of chip seal. He said they just put that on there because the bridge was going to be out and it was going to be traveled more. And then rather than tear the road up worse, they went ahead and put that chip seal down, and they're not even finished with it. It looks, it looks
And
great.
again,
So.
I hope the public don't, and I don't mean this in a bad way, I hope the public don't hear us talking about chip sealing and think about what we used to do.
No, it's a different.
Because we done what we could do, but it wasn't done correctly.
That was my understanding with it. It wasn't done correct to begin with.
We stretched the dollar as far as it could be stretched, believe me. But if we got chip seal on some roads around here, if you go in that curve up Providence Church Road, that chart curve, that's chip seal right there.
Excuse me.
It's done correctly.
Mr. Chairman, while we're doing these other outlets here, and you guys are going to Madison County, I would like for the county administrator to go back to these four bids and notify them of our change-up plans here. That there's a lot of things on these bid tabulations here that they need to take out. We're looking to have that pavement condition assessment and some long-term modeling and planning, and see if they can come back with some different figures there, or if they're just going to eliminate and keep them the same. Either way, we'll have that in front of us too.
Our purchasing policy allows us to negotiate with bidders and do all that already. So, I
Yeah,
mean, it's something.
that's the only way I talked to
Yeah.
him, because it was allowed after the bid was open.
All right, understood, Commissioner Brown. All right, so we're not going to take any action on that, and we'll be getting back with a report from and sharing it. And like I said,
Excuse me.
Chairman Hignan's willing to talk to anyone if they want to talk about it. He's been very open about this. So, all right, we'll move on to 12C, courthouse audio and visual upgrade. And this is not going to cost the county anything. We will have to make the initial payment, but then we will be reimbursed through the American Rescue funds.
I'm good with it.
Okay.
And just so everybody gets to know.
I'll make a motion, we go ahead and move forward with it. I'm good with it.
I'll second it. All right, we got a motion to second. Any discussion? If not, we'll call for a vote. All in favor? It's a 5-0 vote.
Just for the record, that amount is $227.94.
Okay.
And again, that's,
They were going to do both courtrooms for that, right?
yeah, that's both.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on to setting the approval methods for identification for local tipping fees.
Yes,
Mr.
since we adjusted the fees at the transfer station, we found that it was a little more complicated to figure out what was coming out of Hart County and what wasn't coming out of Hart County. Our initial vote took in to take the driver's license in, address on the driver. Well, we have a lot of people that have lake homes here that bring their trash around, so I tweaked that a little bit. Bring us proof of your address.
I thought didn't you bring proof of the address,
Yeah, the address.
parcel in Hart
Right.
County, we did.
And on commercial companies, if they bring us a ticket where they pick up being like that, we went by that. And most of the larger companies has got that. They got a pickup tab where they pick them up.
Right.
Still got trash coming from outside of Hart County coming in here
We
from
do.
these commercial folks, and we need to crack down on that.
Right.
It's hard to catch it, though.
It ain't hard to catch them. All you gotta do
Again,
is go out here and watch them. You'll see.
they,
Yeah,
There's
you gotta
stuff
have,
coming from Evelyn and Madison County into Hart County, I can promise you that.
well,
I've
I'm
seen
saying
it.
you're gonna have to put somebody out there to watch them. That's the only way to catch it.
here's what I'm looking for is a policy that y'all make policy, I don't make policy. A policy of exactly what we're going to use and how we're going to determine it where everybody's treated the same. So that's, we got some people, I get one person calling complaining, he works in Hart County, lives just inside of Madison County, and he still thinks he's supposed to be charged just because he works in Hart County, he thinks he's supposed to be charged the same, and I held to that and wouldn't let him have it, just because it wasn't treating his neighbor the same. But we need something where I can write a policy and put it on the wall out there for them ladies to go by, because they don't have time when you come across that scale to go check a whole bunch of stuff. They need something fairly quick, and we can get the word out to the people bring it in where they can have it ready to show it to them when they get there.
So I put this on the agenda, I sent everybody an email about this, and this is primarily about businesses that are in Hart County that pay property taxes on business personal property. They collect sales tax in Hart County, but they live outside of Hart County, and they're being charged the higher rate. And my whole purpose of this was to get something in place for those businesses that pay taxes in Hart County so that they can dispose of their trash. And what I mentioned in the email was a copy of their city business license or their sales tax certificate that has that they're operating in, that they're in Hart County. And that would solve that. But that's why this was put on the agenda.
Right. But that's not going to fix the stuff with them.
So I'm gonna do the residential stuff. That was the business.
Just residential, okay. Because if it's the commercial stuff, you don't know where that container's coming from.
That's true.
Okay, I mean, that's up to, I just need a policy. I can tweak a little thing here and there, but I can't make absolute policy.
I mean, I think the residential stuff, if you've got a homestead exemption, that's showing that you reside, that's your primary residence in Hart County.
And or either paying taxes on the property.
What about if
Tax
you're,
bill.
as far as construction on a remodel a house or whatever, they get a permit for that?
We use a copy of the building permit on that.
So they can show a permit
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
Okay.
That works pretty good on construction stuff.
Right.
They, if they bring construction stuff in with no permit, that's another issue. we need to
well,
check out.
I'll go along with Commissioner Dorsey as a business license or any other proof that they
I mean, this,
have a business
any
in
retail
Hart County.
location in Hart County is gonna should have a sales tax number.
Correct.
Right.
So,
Even though they're not paying property tax, they're operating here and bringing in tax dollars, is what you're saying.
well, and they're
Yeah.
paying property tax on their business personal property,
Well, pay on personal property, it would be.
like the equipment that they use in the
Right.
business and stuff, inventory, all that stuff. And I'll make a motion that we accept for businesses owned by people outside of Hart County, who live outside of Hart County, but the businesses are in Hart County, that we accept a business license from a municipality,
This is
sales
a-
tax certificate.
This is household garbage only.
No, this would be.
This is commercial side. Business
Businesses.
don't have anything to do with residential.
Unless it's a container company. We don't know where the containers come from.
No, we haven't addressed the container stuff.
Huh?
We haven't addressed the container
Okay.
stuff. I mean, I'm just going by stuff that was brought to me, trying to clarify it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand if it's
Well,
cardboard boxes, stuff like that, stuff you have out of your business.
well, I mean, he's saying like stuff like New King Walk down here. That's business, you know, even though they don't live
Right.
here. Or whatever, that's just.
I'm just saying that would work, I think, fine, except for the folks that's got containers. Because it's right to backwards. I mean, I got a lot of container people that live outside of Hart County that bring out there too, but that's where they use either the building permit or the.
Can we not require a pickup bill of lading? I mean, they send you a bill in the mail, it'd be the same difference if they got a pickup container, there's a pickup lading, bill of lading that goes with it.
Yeah, most of them do.
They
The
do.
smaller ones don't. Most of them really do, and that seemed to work real well. I ain't heard no more complaints since we started that.
I'll give you a second on that. Any other discussion? What would be wrong with any proof of their doing business in Hart County?
We
Not
just need some
necessarily-
kind of standardization. So that's why I
He did
said
something
that.
on the walls, what he's saying, just so the ladies can tell the people, hey, you can do this and you can't do that. You know? If people get out there and argue, I've been out there when they did.
Oh, they get speaking
Oh, I
ugly out
understand
there.
all that, but
They get ugly.
we don't
I
require,
can write the policy where if they got a problem, they can hand them the policy, and
Give a
it's gonna
copy
come
of
back
it.
to me, not on the ladies that's trying to
right,
run the place up.
right, okay.
Yeah, they don't need to.
We're just trying to simplify it and
make
give
it,
some standardized stuff. So.
Got a motion by Commissioner Dorsey, I'll second it. Any other discussion? If not, we'll call for a vote. All in favor? This is 5-0 vote. All right, we'll move on to proposal.
Yeah, what I gave you is what Precision Planning has got ready to send out for a request for proposals to check qualifications. And it's basically the same thing we've done with the jail. They'll send a notice out, on a meeting date. There's a mandatory pre-proposal conference where they'll meet with everybody that's going to bid on it, go over everything with them, the plans, the specifications at that point, and then it'll go out for the actual pricing bid after that. Again, we worked and got the date set where they match our meetings and the requirements of our local stuff without getting bids back in on a certain date, at a certain time.
Couple things that I see, just because we got this afternoon. I think that means to give our local folks an opportunity, or anybody really. The mandatory pre-proposal conference is only one time to be here.
Well,
I think they all need to.
this is not the actual bid for the building. That's
No.
not for the actual bid for the
But
building.
read what it says. It says
It's for
failure
the-
to
it's for the
attend the
construction.
pre-proposal conference shall result in disqualification of the proposer.
Correct. I don't know, we got a local company that can handle the entire job. This is for the
Understand.
construction, management.
I understand, but just one time, a one-shot deal, that may limit our ability to get stuff. And then in the third paragraph, it talks about submissions that are hand-delivered must be received and initialed by the finance department. We don't have a finance
Well,
department.
that, us, here.
I mean, that just needs to be clarified.
Do you think they could add another meeting in there like that, Terrell?
I can ask them.
I think we should. I mean, we look at less than 3 weeks out, 2.5 weeks out. A lot of people that are in construction and got a lot of projects going on are busy.
But again, like I say, what we'll open up coming back in is not the price of the building.
Understand?
That's who we're gonna pick
To oversee the
it.
construction.
Right. So add another pre-construction.
I would
company.
ask that they have a second meeting, they work for us.
No, they do. I agree with you. Just add another meeting between the deadline for questions and the first meeting.
Mhm.
Did you have any problems on the last one we done?
Those are the only two things I saw.
What's that?
Finance?
Just having more than one meeting, I think you ought to at least have two. And then the bids coming into the finance
Yeah,
department.
we can change the name on that, to where they come into.
Other than that, I'm good with it.
Okay.
We'll make those changes and get.
I'll make a motion that we request a second meeting, since it is a mandatory requirement to be considered, and then that we correct the finance department in the submission of the bid packages or proposals.
Okay.
Second.
I got, Commissioner Dorsey made a motion, and Mr. Teasley second. Any discussion? If not, we'll call for a vote. All in favor? It's 5-0 vote. All right. Now we'll move on to new business, which there is none. So we'll move on to public comment. Is there anyone here that would like to speak about county business going on in Hart County? If you would like to speak, this is your opportunity. Anyone for public comment? All right. If not, can we get a motion to into executive session for litigation, personnel, real estate?
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Teasley, second by Commissioner Bennett. All in favor? It's a 5-0 vote. Well, I guess we'll carry this computer in there with us, won't we? Okay. We'll bring you in there, Jeff.